How long have y'all been doing your podcast now?
I started it like, we came up with the idea like maybe 6 months ago. I actually started recording maybe 2 months ago.
Okay.
2 or 3. So we're growing.
You think you got it down now to a T, like this?
Yeah, like every one I would say obviously gets better. Yeah. I do some solo episodes and then I do some with guests. Usually the guests I do it with are like entrepreneurs, which you in your case like would business. Be on. Yeah. Or like local people. Or on Mondays I do like I wouldn't call it a book reading. It's more like a review. So whatever like self-help or personal development book I'm reading. Wow. So right now it's the 48 Laws of Power. Yeah. So on that book, I will do like, or on Mondays I'll release like an episode reviewing the laws like in depth. How can they apply to your life? Okay. XYZ.
That's interesting. Do you love talking then?
Well, I had to learn to love talking.
I know, like especially in front of the camera and all that. I'm barely getting into like the whole video scene. I want to do music videos and all that.
I know you're not about to tell me you're not comfortable on camera.
No, I am in front, like taking pics and all. But when it comes to recording, I'm like still getting the vibe for it.
Different because
it's different. Where pictures are just, you know, my BTS is all just pictures, videos. Where like on camera, it's like different. I've done another podcast before, and that one went okay, but it was a little awkward. That's what I was like. Okay,
why was it awkward?
Because it was my first time like talking to the camera, talking to him. And all
Let me tell you how I got used to it. Pretend that you are literally just, and that's why it's great to do like a podcast with a friend.
Yeah.
Because you know, interview whoever, whatever you want to do. And obviously your plan is to get to bigger people. But the thing, like we have a connection and that's what's usually missing it. You can tell on camera.
And I had a connection with him and we were doing wine drinking. So that made me let loose.
That will help.
So it did help. So I was like, okay, since I know y'all, that's why it's not so serious.
Well, and that's the thing. You really just need to be comfortable. And what I have to tell myself is, honestly, I truly forget the cameras here.
Yeah.
Because you have to. If not, you're going to be constantly worrying about, oh my God, what do I look like? What do I sound like? Are people listening? Are people watching? And that's what I'm learning even with growing in social media. It's like you really just can't care what other people think. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing it for me and building my brand and my legacy for myself and my family. Yeah. I don't care. Like, I care about you, but I don't care about your opinion.
Yeah. No, that's how I am with my pictures. Like, I don't care if this gets 0 likes. I'm posting this.
Because if you like it, you like it. Exactly. And if it's you, it's you.
I like. And before I used to live for like the others. This. Now I'm like,
I think everyone does that at first.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't care about y'all no more. Like, I'm going to do me. Life is short, especially after going through so much lows. It's like, we can all die any day. Screw that. Like, I'm just going to do what I want to do.
100%.
You know? That's how I've been living now.
And that's actually really what, like, I used to be so scared to go on live.
Yeah, I haven't done live yet.
Listen, I just started doing it recently, and really it's to build myself into the algorithm to get them, you know, used to it. Like, that's why we started doing it for here. Yeah. So people can see, like, okay, I'm not all about the highlight reels. Like, whenever you post on the show, you're always showing the best.
Yeah.
Like, you just watched us set up this pod because we were on live. So you just watched us set this up and it looked crazy in here between my son and everything. But that's real life. Like, that's real life. So
like, you're a mom, we're moms. It's like, they see how it actually is. You know, it ain't so performative. You know how like some
too often it's performative.
And TikToks are just so performative. It's like, why can't you get up and show how you really are? Not do your makeup, act like you're sleeping, then wake up.
And that's what I'm focusing on now is like just being like my true authentic self, because why do I have to act for somebody else? Exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
Take it or leave it. You're going to like me or not. Like, I don't even care.
And so,
you know?
well, and I remember, you know, like when we connected, we always had that genuine friendship. And it's just like, I feel like you don't have to talk to somebody that you truly connect with all the time. No. But when it matters, it matters. Exactly. And so I was like, let me reach out and see if she'd be interested. So, because I do think you have a great story. And I do think like you said, the highs, the lows, all those things.
Exactly.
And so, plus, it gives you another platform, too. That was really the main reason, like, I started my podcast, is to give local business women specifically a place to tell not only their professional story, but their personal story. Yeah. Because too often, like, especially when you're in a business, people only see the business side. But, like, we're still people.
And that's why I've been so open about my mental health, depression, anxiety, my stroke, like, all that. Even being a mom and like struggling through that, like having to move here, hitting rock bottom, having to only because I'm like, people always show their wins, their successes, but nobody shows the ugly part, like
the grind and the grit part, to get
like there. The rock bottom. And I'm just like, I want more people to see this, so then they can have the motivation to be like, well, if she can do it, I can do it, you know?
Exactly.
And that's how I'm like, I'm just an open book. Like anyone I go to my shoots, anything, I'm like, I've been through this. I got cheated on. This. And I'm just like,
she's like, all right, now that you know me, let's take some pics.
I know, that's literally how it is. And they're just like, wow, like so inspirational. I'm like, cause I'm human. I'm like, I'm just like you. Y'all see a face and y'all think model this. No, I am a regular girl from my mama who had to get it out the mud. You know, that's how I was like,
for real.
This is it. You know,
yeah, like my mama is just like
ghetto.
I don't even, I guess ghetto, but when I first, we got our first property there, and when we first moved there, I was like, my realtor said the name. I said Wimuwam. Like that shit looked like a Hawaii island.
It's named after 3 girls. Like the dad named it after Wilma, Maud, and I can't remember the last one. But it's all combined over his 3 daughters who created the city. Yeah, so a lot of people don't know the back lore of it. I can't remember the last girl's name, but it is a man who named it after his 3 daughters, and it's 3 names combined in one. So it's like,
but that makes sense why it's difficult to say.
Exactly.
It's made up.
Everyone's like, why your mama? Like, what? And I'm just like, no, it's named after like 3 different women.
That's cute though, if you know a little bit about it. But you know, we'll just kind of go right in, I mean, we kind of did, but so we can be a little formal.
Right.
Welcome back to the Natasha Effect, where real conversations shift perspectives and leave you thinking a little deeper than before. The whole goal of this podcast is to really help change your thinking, whether it be hopefully in a positive way, but just maybe make you see things from a different light. So today's guest, and you just got to know a little bit about her, but she's someone who I personally have so much love and respect for, seeing everything that she's doing. And we actually met, maybe 2 years ago while working together at WingHouse. And I've just been since watching her journey unfold. And so it's just truly been incredible to see. And I think that you guys should all hear about it. So from serving tables to serving looks, she is a mom, a model, a healer, and honestly, just one of the sweetest people I've ever met. But you can really sense that about somebody when they walk into a room. So this is Sena Hernandez. And I just want to thank you for being here today. And yeah, you can go ahead and tell us what you want to tell us.
All right. So I'm also a dental assistant.
She's everything.
Well. 7 years. I honestly love side quests, so I'll do everything that you can think of. So I would say I got pregnant at 18, ran away from home, had a baby so young, you know, dealing with all my childhood trauma, trying to do that while raising a kid. Being a parent for the first time was very hard. So that's kind of when I started struggling. My first ever relationship with my son's dad, that was the first everything for me, for his boyfriend, for his love, for all that. So even trying to deal with that for the first time, it all just becomes super overwhelming and all that. So then I started struggling with depression, postpartum. Like that's the first I started experiencing everything past the age of 18. And it did hit kind of hard, especially when you don't have like family support or like people who understand. Because a lot of people don't understand mental health, anxiety. They're like, it's in your head, you can control it. And it's like much deeper and harder than that. Like I understand it's up here, but sometimes it takes over. Like it's a chemical imbalance. And a lot of people don't realize that. Like your brain is just chemically imbalanced. So it's very hard to control. Like people can get up, brush their teeth, shower, do everything automatically without thinking. People who struggle with like mental health, they're in manual mode. You have to tell yourself, okay, get up off the bed. Like get up. Once you get up, put your clothes on, brush your teeth. You're like mentally telling yourself every little thing. So you're in manual mode. When you struggle with mental health, it's not just a matter getting up, moving, starting your day. You'll be late to things. You'll be behind. And it's because you don't really have that mental stability, that mental like chemically balance to just do things for you in overdrive. So people who struggle mentally, that's what they kind of go through and struggle with. And it's very hard. So some people need the medication. Some people need all that. So like a little bit about me, 2018 December, that's when my first time when like I went into the psych ward. I did try to commit suicide. I was just struggling with so much. So it was just so much on me. Living alone. I had just became a dental assistant July 2018. Just graduated from school. You would have thought it was like the greatest year ever. I had went skydiving that year.
Started great.
Partying. I had just turned like 21 a year prior. Went clubbing for the first time, drank alcohol, smoked for the first time. Like I did all of that for the first time.
A lot of firsts that year.
Yeah, a lot of firsts in 2018. But during the end of it, that's when it all cut up and crashed. Like I was living life so great, on top of the world. But then I just realized everything just hit me at once. So then I did end up in the psych my very first time, and then in 2018. And that's really when my mental health journey began. I didn't know depression. I didn't know anxiety. I didn't know I even had any of that, or I didn't really show signs or struggles until then. And then living away from my family, they were super Catholic, super strict. I was a baby. I was raised as women are, like no tattoos, no piercings, no dye in your hair, you know, just so strict, no partying, no going out. The women needs to stay home, watch the children, cook, clean. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to live my life, be free, make the choices I wanted to do.
Make your own choices.
Exactly. And then being with my son's dad, we met in high school, just being together 3 years or so. He was making the decisions. You're going to do this and you're going to do that and you're going to wear this and you're going to go here and you're going to do this. So again, no choices are made the first 18 years of my life. I lived it for everybody else. And I finally reached that point in that relationship where I was like, I don't want to live like this. And I got in a very serious car accident in 2017. I almost lost my life. My front tire popped. I ended up spinning and landed on the passenger side in the ditch on my way to dental assistant school. And from that moment, I was like, I almost lost my life. I was like, I almost died. Like I was just about to live a whole miserable life and I wasn't even happy. So then all that kind of played into effect where I was like, I can't be in this. I can't live like this. I need to go. And like Mexican culture, they're so family oriented. They'll stay for the kids. They'll stay married. They'll just stay. You know, a lot of cultures and families are like that. You stay for the kids. Who cares about you? Who cares about your feelings?
I think it's getting a lot better now.
So much better now.
But you're absolutely right. Too many people stay together for the wrong reasons.
And it's like you're miserable for 40 years married, not doing what you wanted, not chasing your dreams, goals, because you're doing it for someone else, you know? And so I did leave. I left. Like I got out. I was so miserable. I made the choice. And I struggled as a single mother. Not like I was literally 19, 20 years old, just struggling as a single mother, but I wouldn't have it no other way. Like I would rather raise my son on my own than had put up with someone constantly telling me what to do, constantly telling me how to live life. So then while raising my son alone, I struggled so much. No one's born a parent, you know? Nobody knows how to
you have to
do
become
parenting.
One.
You have to become one to do it. You can read all these books, take all these classes. Nothing is going to prepare you until you have your kid. And then it's right there in front of you. And if you're not healed from what you went through as a kid, man, it's going to catch up to you when you become a parent. So
yeah, you say that and it's like, I didn't realize, you know, the whole time you're pregnant, like you expect, okay, it's going to be like this. It's going to be like this. And I remember I gave birth to Ezra and they handed me the baby to move me from the labor and delivery to the mommy and me floor. And I was like, fuck, this is mine. Like I can't give it.
What do I do with it?
It didn't hit me until he was in my arms and they were like, this is yours. And I'm like, oh shit.
I know. Even then.
And I wasn't even that was a planned pregnancy. So I couldn't imagine for your situation.
18, running away and then ended up pregnant 3 days later after I ran away from home.
Not 3 days.
And I had just graduated a month after high school. So I found out I was pregnant.
When we made the graduation.
I know. And that's what's even crazy too. Like throughout my whole childhood, I was like, after 18, I'm ending it. As depressing as that sound, I was like, I don't want to be past 18. Let me just graduate high school. That's my accomplishment. I don't want to exist after that. Bam, pregnant right after high school. I said, God, I see what you did there.
He had other plans for you.
He knew, like I'm telling you, he knew I was not going to make it through unless I had that little push. So now I'm going through all that. Even having my baby, I cried all that the minute they laid him on my chest, you know? But then I started struggling with the postpartum depression. I felt so disconnected. Like he would cry, I would cry. I didn't even want to carry him because I'm like, what do I do? His dad wasn't there. He was so young with his friends every weekend.
My sister went through postpartum really bad. I fortunately didn't experience it. But I think it comes back to what you were saying. It truly comes down to like how you got to that area, that part. So like I said, Ezra was very planned, like down to the month I gave birth. I knew that I wanted to have like a little spring baby. Like I didn't want to be, you know,
planned everything
I did like between tracking my cycle and everything. So, and for her, like she was with her baby daddy and he was violent and domestic. And so when you're in that survival mode, you can't really take care of yourself.
You can't give love.
And so I seen it. She actually had a child before I did. She was a young mom, 18. So I saw, that's what I mean. I think the age really has a factor in it as well. So I saw it with her and I always heard people talk about it and I've seen it in some friends and I've seen it not. So not everyone has it. But I did see it because I myself didn't really struggle with mental health. I never really have, but Lewis, which my husband has.
Exactly.
And I saw the postpartum depression in him, which men do get it too.
No, they do.
And so I was like, okay, I'm starting to connect the dots.
Like, you can kind of see the signs, you know, and it's like
you're saying, the having to tell yourself to get up and do, like, he tries to explain that to me. And I'm getting better understanding it. But for me, it's like, it's always so automatic. Like, just do it. But he's like, not for me.
I know. And I'm like, because you're chemically balanced, you know?
And its hormones are so important.
And in like in Mexican, Hispanic culture, they don't believe in depression. My mom is like, you're just lazy. Get out. Go take a walk. Go in the sun. You're lazy. This. And then it wasn't until my nieces and nephews started getting anxiety attacks and all this. They're like, oh, it is real. This is crazy. Because they're super young, you know? They're like, it's not just an adult thing.
Well, and a lot of it is generational as well.
I know. And then
it comes down from the trauma.
Oh my God. So I didn't even go through that. So when I was born, I was pulled by CPS. My mother was a drug addict. I don't know my real dad. He was a Mexican immigrant. So he was to and from, no papers. My mom met him. She didn't know she was pregnant with me. So here's my little story of coming into the world. So
yeah, because I don't think I've heard this.
No, I don't tell anyone because it's just
now we're telling everyone.
No, but I'm glad to tell everyone. So when I was born, my mother didn't know she was pregnant with me. Okay. She got very sick with pneumonia. So she goes to the hospital finally. They're like, hey, you're pregnant. She had no idea. They barely caught it. I wasn't going to make it. Wow. I almost didn't make it to this world, but like God has a plan for everyone. So she gave me the middle name Milagros, which means miracle in Spanish. So my name when I was born was Sena Milagros, and then a last name I don't want to say. So it's just don't need to be connected to it. So then after that, I was pulled by CPS. My other siblings, I have a half sister, half brother. They were already like, we were already going through stuff. My mother has 3 different, dads for all of us.
This is your biological mom, right?
My biological mother. She lost her own parents. So to find out my grandparents weren't even her actual parents, they took her in. She's Puerto Rican, my mom. My real dad's Mexican.
So I'm assuming you found all this out later,
yes,
right?
Okay. Yes. So all this, so that's pretty much it. So she didn't know she was pregnant. She got sick with pneumonia. They found out she was pregnant with me. She caught it on time. So that was my name, Sena Milagros. So then they pulled me by CPS because she wasn't fit to take care of us. She was struggling with mental health. And that's another reason when I got older, I always thought like, why couldn't she have done it? Why couldn't she have left? Till I had a kid and struggled mentally. Then I finally realized.
And experienced it
Then I was like, I get it. I seen what they did to you because they did it to me, with my oldest. So then after that, I was in foster care the first 4 years of my life. I didn't get adopted till the year 2000. I'm a 96 baby. And at the age of 4.
The same year.
So I still remember some things. I remember switching home to homes, being with so many different kids, being with just different people all the time. So like, I feel like that played a big role in my abandonment issues, anxiety, depression, just everything. But it didn't hit me because you're a kid. You don't know anything. You just remember this, but it doesn't hit you till after, So then those are the first years of my life. When I got adopted, my adopted family, they're Mexican immigrants. They had fake papers, which is how they adopted us. Because I was always wondering, how did 2 people who aren't U.S. citizens take in 3 kids? They had fake papers. That's how they adopted us. And I love my parents that took us in, but they weren't the parents that we needed. We coming from foster care, you need affection, you need love, you need care. They only did the roof, the clothes, the food, the basic necessities. And I understand you think everyone needs that, but when you're a kid being pulled and being abandoned, you don't even know your real dad, you need the love. That's all you need. The love and the care. We never got
stability.
The whole 18 years of our lives, we never got the I love yous. We never got the hugs, the I'm here for you, the help. Never. My parents were immigrants. They worked so hard their whole life.
That makes more sense.
They were working every morning, working late nights.
Their focus wasn't on the love.
Yeah. When we would get in trouble, all that, we had to go to our room and figure out our emotions ourselves. And raising with Mexican immigrants, that's how it is for a lot of children I'm seeing now. Like, you teach everything yourself. You don't have that outlet, that connection. Even your siblings. I'm the baby out of all my siblings. I have 3 older sisters, 3 older brothers. I was the baby of it all, So even being the baby adopted, my parents cooked everything I wanted, gave me all the clothes and shoes I wanted, took me to the fair, Busch Gardens. We celebrated every holiday. But it was never the love and affection of what I wanted. I wanted the hugs. I wanted the I love yous. I care about you. We didn't get that. And when you're in foster care and all that, those kids need that more than ever. So that played a huge role in my depression and everything growing up. And as I got older, like it just played a huge role. So being like 18, I was like, I don't want to be alive. Like I didn't even have the love I needed and wanted. So then you kind of string on. I realized I had like an anxious attachment because you just string on and cling on to whoever just shows you an ounce of love because you never got that. I've never had that. So meeting my son's dad in high school, just bonding, being best friends together 3 years, him showing me things I've never got. I'm like, this is love. This is it. And even though the controlling part was there, the narcissistic, the manipulativeness.
Sometimes though you're so starving for that love feeling that you'll overlook it.
You settle because you're like, I'd rather put up with this than be alone and put up with have nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what kind of played a role in all that. So being an adult, that's pretty much like, I love my family. I love all of them. And plus, I don't know what they've been through. I don't know what they struggled through. My mom told me she didn't discover a toothbrush till 16. Wow. They lived on a bus. They worked in fields. So they came over here as immigrants, you know, they crossed. So it's like, I can't hold it. And it wasn't until I got older, I was like, I can't hold anything against anyone because I don't know what y'all been through. I don't know how this made y'all feel. And I was in the victim mentality for like 25 years of my first life because I was like, I went through all this for no reason. Like, why weren't y'all there? Why couldn't? Until I realized, no, you're grown, you're older. You can deal with it yourself now. You can get yourself out, you know?
I want to say, so circle back to, because I don't even think I've told you this either, but you know, whatever. I tell it to, now I talk about it kind of like how you're saying now you're comfortable talking about it.
I'm healed.
So, and that's what it is. So I went through the foster care system, but when I was 15.
Okay.
So I wasn't born into it or anything like that. So I was 15, and I have 4 younger siblings, 2 sets of twins. So the first set of twins, they were 12 and the second set was 8. And this all happened because my mom was in a domestic relationship and so continued to bring him back around. And it's not CPS, but I'm from Maine. So in Maine, it's like DHS, but same thing.
Okay.
So it's like Department of Human Services.
DCF. It's like pretty much like all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just different acronym, but same thing, you know, they came, but I was already of the age where I got all that love and stuff growing up. So it was a little different. But I did see with my siblings, the youngest set, which they were 8, they're still in that moldable age.
Yeah.
So I did see with them, like my sister specifically, it went from home to home to home. I think like 20 something homes within 2 years. That's crazy.
Man.
And so when you were saying like you're going home to home like young, it's actually one of the main reasons, just to divert from that a little bit, we want to adopt Lewis more so than myself, but after we have our own kids, of course, like that's something that we want to happen down the line because we do have so much love to give.
Exactly.
And that's really all that they need. You can give them all of these things. But even with my sister, she just wanted someone to love her. My mom did end up getting her parental rights back.
Yeah.
I just by that time had aged out of the system.
We're grown. Yeah.
And
so it's like
my like other siblings, they were teenagers, 15, 16. And the youngest set were like 12, something like that.
Yeah.
So it was like a 4-year process, but like, why the fuck does it take so long? So I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And every state is different. So I kind of see what you're saying about that shaping kind of who you are. So I can relate to you in that aspect. Definitely not as a young child and definitely not with immigrants. That is a crazy story because I'm sure you learned like hard work and things like that.
Oh my gosh. My parents had me in the field.
Because you're a hard worker.
They had me pulling weeds at 6 years old, on the roof at 10, like stapling
But now
shingles.
you have great life skills.
Girl, you seen how I worked at WingHouse? I was hustling.
It makes sense now.
Literally, I've been such a hard worker. Like, I can work a job. I was working 3 weeks straight, nonstop. That's something I love to do. And that's why I'm like, my parents, they weren't bad. They taught us like how to work hard,
what they knew.
How to respect people, not to do drugs or anything. Everything that I did outside of 18 was my own decisions, my own choices, you know?
Yeah.
I was grown enough to know I was taught and raised Catholic in one way, but everything else was all me, you know? So that's pretty much like my little background story of like
just a small
small little opening of my birth. What kind of like gets you to see like where I'm at and how I am
and where you came
and why I'm like, now it's so like, I'm so proud to be where I'm at just from everything that I struggled with from the beginning, literally from birth to like now it's like so much, and there's like so much in between, but we could be here for 3 days straight talking about everything. So it's like
we'll do a part 2. We'll do a part 2.
Exactly. I'm down for part 2.
But yeah, I just want to, even knowing what I did know about you, and then of course I feel like I'm always learning something new about you. You're like just full of surprises, which is amazing. But I do think that you have such an incredible journey and an incredible story, and that more people should hear that. They should hear the lows, because they're really only hearing the highs about any and everybody. So one thing that we kind of touched on it a little, is like, how do you feel now? I know you said like you're proud of yourself, but how do you feel now looking back where you came from and where you started?
It makes me want to cry, but like it makes me so emotional. Like I probably can cry, but I just recently started getting closer to God, and like going to church every Sundays now, bringing my boys involved. I've just been getting on the right path, because I was healing in the wrong ways, smoking weed every day, drinking every day. And I knew what I was doing, but I'm like, this is distracting me. I'd rather than being home alone when the boys are with their dad. Yeah. Like, I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to heal in this ways, So I finally did get on the right path to where I'm like, no, like God doesn't want me healing in the wrong ways. He wants me healing in the right ways, Mm-hmm. And I had already talked in therapy, talked to family, talked everything out. So I can't talk about all my situations without crying, because I'm like, I lived it. I went through it. There's really nothing that can break me. And probably there is. Like God is always going to put us in situations, even when you're like, it can't get any worse. Yes, it can.
Girl, ain't
Yes, it can. So that's why I was like, I can't even say that, because life is always going to be the roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's never going to be just stagnant, one whole straight thing. People think, okay, after you get through this, life is going to be great. No, you're still going to have low moments. You're probably going to need a new car, wreck this, wreck that. And that's what I want people to realize. Like, don't be like, life is going to be so great once I get through this lowest rock bottom. I hit rock bottom 6 times. And I know there's probably be many more rock bottoms in life. I've lived so many different lives. And it's like, it's how you perceive it, how you get through it, is what will kind of help you and shape your mentality. So I am very proud of myself for the stage I'm at currently. Right now, I love who I am. I love who I'm becoming. And I love that I'm giving hope to others. Like some of my patients who are in their 60s and 70s, they'll cry to me because they're struggling with severe anxiety. And they're like, you're such an inspiration just to even hear what you've been through and how you're just pushing on, moving and keeping forward. And I'm like, well, what else can you do? I've sat there and cried about it, tried to kill myself so many times, tried to end it. But once you have kids, it's like, I have that reason to live for. And that's,
you're living for someone other than yourself.
Exactly.
Something bigger than you.
And it makes me like, how would my boys feel not having a mother anymore? Like just being raised with their dads. Like I can't do them like that. I can't leave them like that. Like I need to put everything I went through to be there for them mentally,
I think the other part, like the biggest thing that I've noticed, and obviously you've experienced it a little bit more in depth than I have, but something that I've noticed in terms of like mental health and people being suicidal and those types of things is usually they feel like they don't have a mission. And I feel like so once you have kids, like now you have a mission, you have a reason to live like outside yourself.
And even then, when I had moved back over here to Waimama, because I was living in Lakeland a couple years with my youngest son's dad, that was just very toxic bad, constantly getting cheated on. Just wasn't for me again. So leaving with nothing to my name, no car, no money, no phone, bank account. I left. I was like, I cannot be in this, live like this.
But that's an accomplishment too, like knowing you need to leave, knowing that you deserve better.
It was turning me so hateful and miserable. And I'm like, this isn't who I am. This isn't who I want to be. So I left with nothing. And I had people who supported me, my son's like family and all that, who helped me get back to where I needed to be. Even my big sister now, I just moved like in front of her. It's already been over a year. I basically been her teenager. She's been paying everything because she's like, I just want to see you get to where you need to be. And she's honestly the one who helped me back into modeling. I will say, because when I had moved back over here, I was so low. All I was doing was working in dental, WingHouse, just depressed, drinking, smoking, hanging with friends. And I was just like, I was just being a mom and that's it, working. There was nothing else. There was no goals.
Your identity.
There was no dreams. There was nothing. And I was so depressed. Like when the weeks I wouldn't have my boys, I'd be sitting there at home. Like, what do I do? Let me just go drink. This friend hit me up. This friend. And I knew that was bad, but it's like, I don't want to be crying, here at home just depressed, you know? So that was another thing too.
I remember you used to always be like, I don't have my boys, so let's do something, or how many shifts can I pick up? I'd be like, damn, you're still here?
Literally.
Like I would literally leave and come in, and she would be like, oh, I don't have my boys, so
I'm gonna work. Close. That's why I work so hard.
I guess that's a healthy outlet.
Exactly. At least I'm making money, you know? Yeah. So I would literally pick up doubles. I would work from nonstop dental, you know, the weeks and the days that I didn't have them, I was like, I need to keep myself busy. So my sister talked me down when I had first moved over there. She's like, you're a mom the week you have the boys, but who are you the week you don't? She's like, you need to stop trying to find someone. Stop trying to find a husband.
And live for
Work
Sena.
on yourself. She's like, who's Sena? What does Sena like to do? She's like, I can go out to eat alone. I can work out alone. I take myself here. I could never do anything alone.
You have to date yourself.
Exactly. I could never do anything alone. I'm socially anxious. Crowds freak me out. So, and then I also depended on someone. So it was like, I was like, I'm scared. Like, I'm scared to do this. I'm scared to go here. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You know, I'm like, what if I die? You know,
oh my gosh.
That's how I was living. And my sister, she's a doctor, a pediatric doctor. She sat me down. She's like, you need to find your goals, your dreams, find Sena, you know?
But that's good that you had someone like that.
And so like, she kind of helped me out like mentally. And I was like, okay, she's right. And then this year, the ending of last year, November 2024, it's almost a year, I had a stroke. And that's honestly what did it for me. I had a stroke at 28 at work, and I almost lost my life. Like, I remember being blacked out, but I could hear everything outside my body. So like, I felt myself dying. I felt my heartbeat like going low. And in that moment, I felt God. Like, honestly, I'm not like religious whatsoever. But I felt God there, and I started begging him, like, I am not ready. Please, like, I'll stop drinking. I'll stop smoking. I'll stop everything. I wasn't working out, taking care of myself. I wasn't eating. I was just getting by every day. That's it. Waking up, doing my routine. That's it. Nothing more outside, nothing else. Just doing what I needed to do. That's it. Barely making it. Late to work every day. Late to here, late to there. Just barely making it, you know?
Yeah.
Barely making it. So then after my stroke last year, November 4th, that was the big eye opener. So I'm there begging to God as I'm like dying, like, I'll stop it all. I'm like, I will stop. I know what you want me to do. I'm going to listen this time. Like, I'm sorry I never listened before. I'm going to listen. And in that moment, like, I did come back. My heartbeat did get stronger. And I was just like, okay, like, now I know. So this was November 2024. Got straight back into modeling December 2024. This photographer had reached out to me. He's like, I seen a little bit about your stroke, a little bit about your story. I want to take your pics. I had lost 30 pounds within my stroke. I was the skinniest I ever was, like 100 pounds, bones, just so like dying, sickly. And he's like, I want to help you get the confidence you need. He's like, I'll take your pictures. Let's set up this, you know? So then I went back to, and I got back to it, and I did that shoot. And from there, it gave me the confidence, like, this is what I loved. I started modeling in 2018.
It was the catalyst you needed.
Literally, I started modeling in 2018. I worked for a Miami influencer doing her brand, you know. Then COVID happened, shut down. I met, you know, my son's dad. He made me delete social media for 2 years, quit modeling, everything. He's like, I don't want guys hitting you up. I don't want you doing any of that. Had to delete everything. And I listened. I wanted to be loved so bad. I listened. So I'm telling you, I was so tired from 2023 to now. I was so tired of being in control, just listening to everyone, living life for them. I don't care to listen to nobody anymore. Like, I am now, everyone calls me a diva because I'm like, if it ain't my way, it's the highway, you know?
But you have to be like that because no one else is going to advocate for Sena. Sena is going to advocate.
Nobody was there when I was at my lowest. Nobody was there when I wanted to commit suicide. Nobody was there. And I did have some family friends who came to visit me in the psych. And I did have a couple, like my best friend, Leah, she was there through all like the depression and all that. But nobody else was there, you know, not my family, not nobody. So it's like, it was just me. So that's another thing too. I'm like, oh my gosh, getting distracted and whatnot. But with modeling, from December 2024 after my stroke, I was like, this is what I've always loved. I feel so confident in front of the camera.
What was the
theme or
no, the back to the story. What was the cause? Did they ever find out, or it just?
So they said it was an ischemic stroke. And honestly, I was working nonstop, WingHouse and my job 3 weeks straight. I stopped eating. I was hitting the dab pen, the weed pen.
Your body probably just gave up.
It just gave out. I got like a random shock that traveled like from my knee to my heart, and it just shocked me. And instantly, because I was about to take an x-ray on one of my patients, this random shock just
so you're at
shocked
the
my
dental
heart.
job.
Yes.
Wow.
And I instantly felt weak. Like, I'm like, I'm going to pass out. Like, something's about to happen, you know? So I instantly told my coworker, like, hey, like, I'm going to pass out. Like, I don't feel good. And from there, it just passed out, you know? So, like, even coming to when they visited me in the hospital, my cousin came, my best friend came, and like my coworkers, I forgot their names. I didn't even know their names. They had me as forest. I couldn't even get up and walk. Like, everything was dizzy. My whole half of my face was numb for weeks on. There was words that I was saying in a sentence that weren't the right words. It just sounded, you know? So it took me, I got off social media that whole month. From November to December, I completely just removed everything, deleted everything. I just needed to heal from this stroke. I needed to get back to where I was. So when I activated again in December, like what I missed.
Self-care is not selfish.
I even stopped WingHouse. I was at WingHouse. I quit for that whole month, you know? Finally came back when I was feeling a little bit better. And I was still a little dizzy and disoriented, like getting things, but I finally came back. So modeling, I was like, this is my passion. This is my dreams. And I had set that dream for me. I always wanted to be a Victoria's Secret angel, walk the runway ever since high school. I remember looking at those girls like, I'm going to be one of those days. I'm going to rock that runway. That is what I want. I wanted to cover a Vogue and Billboard in Times Square. Those are the 3 goals I had for modeling. So that's why I was like, I don't care about nothing else. That's what I want.
Do what makes Sena happy.
Exactly. So I'm like, once I achieve all those 3 things, I don't even care about nothing else. I could be done with modeling after that. Once I'm on that runway for Victoria's Secret.
All right, guys, I'm out. This has been fun.
Like, it's nice to know, y'all. I lived out what Sena wanted to do. And that's pretty much it for me. So that's where I'm at in modeling. That's where I'm pushing for. So I'm working with here, working with there, got published in the Harley Davidson. That's all I'm like, I've been getting published, all this. And
everything's falling into place.
Everything's falling into place because I'm finally doing the right things and I'm listening to God. Like, I'm listening to what I truly need to listen to.
Isn't it crazy how many times that you probably got in your own way?
Man.
I mean, yeah, there's other factors, but we say this all the time. It's like right place, right time. And just everything happens for a reason. But think about how many, like, a stroke is extreme, yes, but maybe you needed that wake up call.
I needed, and I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad about it. Like, even after my stroke.
I mean, how can you be mad?
I was happy for it because a week before I was begging God, I want to stop smoking. I want to stop depending on this for my anxiety. I only had my medical card for my anxiety. I couldn't sleep at night. I would stay up till 4 a.m. with racing thoughts. It just wouldn't shut up. My brain wouldn't turn off. So I was like, I'm smoking before bed. But then I'm like, I'm just smoking whatever because I depended on it so much. Had constant anxiety. So I constantly did it 24/7. And I begged God a week before my stroke, please, God, make me stop smoking. I don't want to do this. I'm tired of living like this. It makes me lazy. It makes me just not do nothing. I just sit there and I'm high. And I hated that for myself because I wasn't doing nothing. I had no goals, dreams. I wasn't chasing nothing. Just doing what I need to do and getting by, you know?
Well, and it's just it's a placeholder. And like Lewis just recently quit smoking.
Yeah.
And he was doing it like, just to do it, like you're saying,
like
literally just it was out of habit.
Just to
he was
be
just
high.
doing, and that's exactly what
like
it was.
I need it anymore. It's like I'm gonna go be high.
He was like, I used to do this to deal with some shit,
and now,
he's like, and now I just do it because I like the feeling. Or
exactly,
I do it to just be high.
And that's how I was.
And it's like, so you're not alone in that.
Exactly, and that's where the point was at. I'm like, I just like being high. Like, I don't even need it. It's like, so I was begging God the week before my stroke. So I'm telling you, 1 week later, bam, stroke. So when I came out from my stroke and out of the hospital, I was like, I wanted this. I wanted this to happen. Like, I needed this. And so much people in the hospital, like the housekeeping lady and all that. Sorry, excuse me. She's like, my husband died at 40 years old because he was a smoker. This is like, everyone was kind of just coming in telling me, oh yeah, this. And I'm like, this is God speaking through other people, kind of trying to get me to see like some things aren't for you, you know, like you're meant for so much more, but I'm the one. It's you versus you. I'm the one holding myself back all along. It was me versus me.
You got in your own way.
And and I was like, it was always just me versus me. So what really kind of helped me deal it, I went to women's night with a friend who I first met her as a photographer. Her name is Destiny. Shout out to Destiny. But she invited me to women's group because I had told her I wanted to get closer to God. Like, I wanted to start going to church. And I've always like had a relationship with God, but I wasn't like going to church or doing any of that as close as I wanted to because I was scared. Because I was like, what if I go and I'm going to cry? Like, everyone's going to judge me. Everyone's going to just judge me, you know?
typically not in church. It's a judgment-free area.
I know. And that's, well, no, I grew up Catholic. They judged everyone.
Okay.
Like, that's what I'm saying. They judged everyone. You do this, it's a sin. You do that, it's a sin. And there are some religious Christians like that, too. Don't get me wrong.
There are some very judgy people
religious
at church.
people. And that's why I'm like, religion to me is a cult. It's not following God with your heart. You're following a set of rules in your head. Because if you're Christian, why are you stealing, murdering, doing bad things? Or if you're Catholic.
I literally say all the time that I think some of the worst people in the world are the people who lead a church.
Yep.
And I say it like that for this reason, because I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of backlash about that comment. But the thing is it's my opinion and I'm allowed to have one. And I say this because I don't think that we should be teaching religious teachings. Because well,
it separates you from God.
But do not teach them through fear. Why are you teaching all of these things? Yeah. Like, growing up, we always hear, like, just be afraid of hell. Don't do this or you're going to go to hell. Don't do this or you're going to go to hell.
What?
Why are you trying to teach me to do the right thing by fear-mongering me into doing something else?
I'm so glad you said
so
that.
You can read the Bible. Like, obviously, I have one behind you. Like, I read it.
I just started reading my Bible. Yeah.
I have never been someone who feels like I need to go to church to be close to God.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, my relationship with God is my relationship with God. Not my community's relationship with God.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I was so scared to get back into the church. Because the way Catholic and some like Christians are, you do this, you're going to hell. You do this, you need to be scared. You're going to be punished.
Yeah.
God forgives all. And I recently learned that, like, he forgives all. He doesn't judge no one. He picked me up at all 6 of those rock bottoms I had. He was there. Even when I was in a point.
You just have to want the help.
Even when I was in a point where I was like, is there a God? Because I'm going through so much bad that I don't deserve. Like, why would he do this to me? He still was there, you know? So I was like, I had people telling me, yes, there is. Like, come back. So I knew I wanted to get back into the church scene, just not the judgmental church scene.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
You're
so
good.
You could look at it from the way too of like, why did you go through all of this? Maybe you needed to go through that because someone else, you were strong enough to handle it. You were strong enough to handle it in God's eyes. So he needed to tell your story for someone else that might be going through the same thing through you. And so, yeah, we say all the time, why did this happen? Why did this happen to me? And you could play that victim mentality.
Literally, yeah.
But maybe there might be someone listening. There might be someone who hears this, and there might be someone who later down the line hears it and they're like, I'm in the same position. And if she can do it, so can I. But the thing is they may not have been able to handle it and come back from rock bottom.
Exactly.
But you did.
So in church, that was literally one of the lessons. They're like, your second chance could be someone's only chance.
Exactly.
And that, everything, all the church messages and all that resonated. Because it was like he was speaking directly to me.
That's how you know it's a good one.
And I always wanted to be preach. Like, my story, give hope to people. Be an outlet. Because it's like, we all go through this. Mm-hmm. No one's perfect. Everyone sees me. They're like, you're a pretty face, pretty this. But like, are you pretty internally? Do you even like have substance to you? And it's like, I have so much more than just me taking pics, you know?
I love when people look at, because I mean, I get it too. People look at me. I got it to yesterday. I was doing a presentation and I'm going through my credentials, like my bachelor's, my master's, doctoral candidate, Army since 2017.
Girl,
the way that she came up to me after, she was like, yeah, I was looking at you and I did not expect Army to come out of your mouth. Like, okay, she's like, oh, you don't look like a combat medic is what she said. And I'm like, they have a look? Like,
they look like?
Yeah,
like,
right?
What do they look like? And it's like, people don't expect you to have substance.
If you're attractive, they expect you to be dumb.
And that's one thing about me is when I meet people, guys, girls, whatever, I don't ever go for looks. Like, people are always like that I date ugly people and all this. And it's like, I don't look at someone and think, oh yeah, they're pretty. Let me, go talk to them, whatnot. Because then they end up having the ugliest hearts. And I've been friends with girls so beautiful that I had to cut off because they're so hateful in their heart. They're judgmental. They're just claiming like, I'm Christian, so this, so that. But this is a sin and that's a sin. And if you do that, this. And I'm just like, cut off. Because there's no way you're so about God and you're judging this, you're judging that. And you're doing it yourself behind closed doors. Yeah. So that's another thing too. Like, there's a lot of pretty people to look at with ugly hearts. And I've realized that with friends that I've met. Some, people in WingHouse. Oh my gosh.
Girl, that's some of them, most of them.
Yeah. So it's like, a lot of people I met.
That's why I left. I couldn't be in that toxic environment. I was noticing that, like, well, this is what kind of set me off.
Yeah.
It was my first week maybe, and I remember someone asked, like, okay, they discovered I had a kid, and they automatically assumed that I was a single mom. And I was like, because it's so common in that work environment.
Exactly.
And I'm not to hate on any of them, but like,
I love WingHouse.
I literally had a wedding ring on. Like, I'm married. They were like, oh, is it the baby's father? Yes. Like, why they were just making these assumptions, and I was like, okay. And then I started listening to other people, because I'm very observant in that.
You are, yeah.
And so I would just sit and let people talk. And as soon as they said something I didn't like, I'm like, I'll never talk to you again.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be here to be cordial, but that continued to happen. And don't get me wrong, I'm 100% just like anybody guilty of being judgmental. I think we all are. It's just natural human nature. And I'm working on it. That dress is
ugly.
And I'm working on it. Like you said, I'm working on trying not to judge people based on how they look and what they do. I'm trying to be more open-minded.
We don't know
but
how
it's
they were
hard.
treated. It is.
That's what it is.
Like, automatically you'd be like, damn, she's a fucking bitch. Or like, man, he's a fucking asshole. But then I'm like, who knows what they've been through? What if they got beat on as a kid?
And that's the same with...
What if they,
with even you. No one would look at you and know you came from what you just said. No one looks at me and thinks that I was in the army, or that I'm in the army, that I came from foster care.
Yeah.
Like, and where I'm at now, like, I run a business. I run this podcast. Yeah. I run a successful women's networking group. I own 2 homes. Like, I'm married. But you would look at me, and I get it all the time.
They think
you're so lucky.
Like,
you're so lucky.
Yeah, you were spoon-fed your whole life. You had a great establishment, great parents, 2-parent household. And it's like...
Do you get this all the time? Must be nice.
Must be nice to be where you're at. Like, do you know what it took for me to get here? That's why I'm always like, this is my testimony. Y'all have no idea. So Kodak testimony. Listen to it. Man, Kodak testimony... I mean, growing up on the streets, I grew up on the streets. I lived in the streets for 5 months. I was homeless on the streets, sleeping in my car. I'm telling you, that was COVID times. There's so much I've been through.
Not
people
COVID
don't
times.
Know. People don't know.
I wasn't even in America during COVID.
They'll judge you. So it's like, y'all really don't know nothing about a person. And until you hear their testimony, you hear their story. And even then, most people lack empathy until it personally happens to them. They lose this person. They lose that. They go through it. They hit rock bottom. They get cheated on. A lot of people are judgmental, this, because they're thinking it'll never happen to me. Oh, never say never, because God will humble you real quick and put you in that situation so fast so you can gain the empathy. And I've always been empathetic. I would cry as a kid when, like, dogs in movies died. I would literally be boo-hoo
That's literally crying. Lewis. Like, he's the emotional one in the relationship.
So emotional.
But with the empathy and the vulnerability, why do you think that people shy away from that? Like,
judgment. Because the whole world is so judgmental. Man, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I've been judged my whole life. By my family, by people that I was so close to in high school, best friends, my son's dad. Like, I've been judged my whole life. This. I dyed my hair rainbow, blue, purple, pink. I've had everything. My tattoos. I've taken like provocative photos. And it's like, I've been judged my whole life. And at the end of the day, I sit here, I'm like, who's in my shoes? Who's living this life? Who dealt with those lows? Me, just me. Me. It was always just me. So why am I going to sit here and put your feelings before mine when it's me who has to sit with myself at the end of the day, every day, you know? So that's why I'm like, people are so scared to get judged, seen one way, looked at. I'll yell in the store at my son, you better sit down in that cart. You know, he's stressing me out. It's like, y'all not living the life of a single mother, providing, doing all this, raising 2 kids.
Even a single mom or not. Like, I used to care, like, yelling at Ezra in public.
Yeah.
Because people would look. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not hitting him. He has a really great life. And he needs to respect me. And I'm learning that now. Like, he respects Lewis a lot more than he does me, but it's because that's his role as a father.
Exactly.
But with you being a single mom, you have to play both. It's a
like,
hard act.
You can't let your kids overrule you. And like with my first, I gave him whatever, let him do whatever. And with my second, having 2 kids alone as a parent, it's like, no, y'all not going to run me 2 boys and 1 mother. No. So I do keep him in check. Kai, he's only 2.5, but I'll have him wheeling the trash cans with me. I have him like just
That's Ezra, but he do it willingly. That kid loves to do chores.
Like respect. Because at the end of the day, I'm raising guys little men who are going to be big men. And the way I was treated by men, I don't ever want them to put no women through that. I don't ever want them to disrespect, abuse, beat, cheat, any of that. It's like I'm raising these little men to be big men at the end of the day and send off to the world. So if it's like your mama ain't shit and she's teaching you like it's okay that your daddy cheated on me, this, it's okay, all that, because you're growing up as a kid, seeing all that. Well, your kids are going to be this same exact way.
And that's the thing. Like, that's why realize. 2-parent households are so important. And obviously, like, it's not always possible.
I wish I had it. Yeah.
The mom, ideally, in a regular situation, the mom is supposed to teach the kids that empathy and that love and that vulnerability and that. Yeah. And the father is supposed to teach the masculine role and authority, but when like limits and boundaries. And you need both because you're supposed to balance each other. Exactly. Actually, I did a solo podcast on this not too long ago about how society is like there's a lot more single parents. Yeah. And also it's because divorce is very familiarized and accepted. And so because of that, we're raising like an inverted society, meaning there's more feminine men and more masculine women. They
want to be chased so bad.
And the women have to be so masculine because they were raised to be, you had to be hyper independent. You had to be that way.
Yeah.
And so there's also a bunch of studies that say like whatever your toxic trait is actually what you like look for and what your love language is. So like if your toxic trait is hyper independence, then your love language is usually acts of service.
Yeah.
So they like coincide.
Yeah. Mine is definitely which one is it? Like we have to be not acts of service. I know there's 5. It's the
like physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service. What's the other one?
It's the other one.
It's the one I didn't name. I know. Sorry.
It's because I don't really care like about acts of service or any of that.
Let me see. Love languages. Thank God we have Google.
I know. It's the one I like. Even words of affirmation. My parents really never did any of that. So it's like. I think it's maybe physical touch. No, it's like where you like can be around and exist with each other. It's like
I'm
it's there, but it's not there. I'm like I used to always say it, and I'm like, but it's not there.
Okay, so there's words of affirmation. Yeah, quality time.
Quality time.
Yeah,
quality time.
That's mine.
With friends, family, I can just be around you, hang out. My best friends just went to the movies with me Monday, literally after work, done working their medical jobs because I was alone. I don't have the boys this week until Friday. So I was like, I want to go to the movies. And they had like a secret cinema for $5, unreleased, whatever. Worst movie ever, 0 stars. But
what was it?
The movie was The Mastermind. And it was worst movie ever. So slow. I'm so ADHD.
What is that?
It's about like revolves around the 1970s. A man who's
I'm already bored. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So it was just 0 stars. There was nothing to it. No substance.
I'm not really a movie person.
So my friends, they still came out after their job. They're like, okay, they came literally right after work. And one's a nurse and one's a medical laboratory technician. So they came right after work. They met me there at the theaters and we just watched the movie. And it was so boring. My friend Brandy was dozing off. Yeah, my friend Brandy was dozing off. There were so much people leaving the theater when it started because it was so boring.
That's like, awful.
Other couples left. It was just $5 though because it was like a little special thing. And they still stuck it through till the very end. And at the end of it, we talked about it. And they're like, we're never coming to the movies with you again. Ever. They're like, we're never coming to movies with you again. You're never deciding. But I'm like, it was a secret movie. We had no idea. You know?
Oh, so you didn't even know till you got there.
You didn't even know the title or anything until the movie started playing it showed.
Look, I'm too OCD for that.
See, I'm spontaneous. I'm like, yeah.
So I can be spontaneous, but I need to, I don't know. I'm like,
a little bit.
Yeah. So you can be like, hey, Natasha, let's go on a trip here. But as long as I know where we're going,
okay. You can be like, hey, we're going on a 5-day trip, but I'm not going to tell you where.
Yeah, like anything. How do I know what to pack? Like I need to know these specific details.
Pack some winter, pack some summer. Like
yeah, see, like you could probably do that. Yeah. I need to know like the fits. Like I know.
So then they stayed till the end. At the end, we talked about it. And I was like, thank you for coming out.
Are you really impulsive too?
Yeah. I always say for the plot. For the plot.
Do it for the plot.
I'm going to do it for the plot. Because then it's like, ends up bad. Even then, if I get thrown in a bad situation, I know I never want to do it again. So I don't regret it. So even when I do things for the plot.
You learn something from it.
It's like a lesson, a blessing experience. I'm going to gain something, whether it's something I never want to do or a lifetime friend like that I'll have. Exactly. That's why I'm like, I'm going to do it for the plot. Very impulsive. So they stayed till the end and I was like, aw, like thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks, that movie sucked. 0 stars. Even some guy leaving the theater, he goes to the concession stand people. He's like, that was the worst fucking movie I've ever watched. I was like, yeah, let's get this $5 refund back, you know?
I'm screaming.
But mine is like quality time. And it's because never having nobody there, you know?
Yeah.
So when they show up, even if we're on our phones in the same room, I love it because I know you're right there with me, you know? But it's definitely quality time.
That quality time comes from that. I'm assuming you were hyper independent because of being the abandonment issues. Baby, and so you see how they're opposites, but that's what your love language is. When you said it,
I was like, huh. Because physical touch, I thought it was that because I loved being hugged, but then there's
mine is not physical touch. Don't touch me.
Yeah,
when
I'm mad and stuff, I'm like, get away! Don't hug me. Like that sounds like it's definitely not physical touch.
I am not a hugger unless we're like friends. But you know the people that when they first meet you, they're like, give me a hug,
and I'm like that too. I'm socially anxious. I'm like, I don't know you to touch me yet. Like, don't be running up on me. Because then with energy, being an empath, you absorb like other people's energy in the room. You can walk in and get the vibe. So it's like, let me get the feel for who you are, how you are, and then I can easily open up because I'm very socially anxious. So with that too, I'm like, physical touch definitely ain't it like, for me. And acts of service and all that. Some people can do stuff for you, but they can do it in a rude way. Like, here you go. Here you go. Yeah. Or I'm not materialistic. Don't buy me a bag or any of this.
I'm not really like an acts of service person either. Specifically because, well, part of what you said, but also in my, like, I can't, if I wanted that shit, I would go get it for my fucking self.
I've done everything for myself. So, like, my son's dad time. Never bought me flowers. They don't do things like that. So
mine's words of affirmation, quality time will always be my two. But that's because
I think I do like words of affirmation because it's like, I'm proud of you. I do love hearing like,
because you didn't have it before. So now you're like, oh, I do like this.
And my mom actually recently told me that with my Harley Davidson magazine. And I showed her even my other magazine, Black Cruise Mag. I'm showing her. It's an online publication that I got published in. I showed her. And she's like, I'm proud of you. She's like,
and it felt good, right? Like you felt good.
But she still threw in that splash of negativity. She's like, but let's see how long this lasts.
Not the butt.
Let's see if, you know, you keep at it. So, girl, that's why I was like, there's that splash of negativity. But I was still glad that I was able to get the I'm proud and this, you know, because it's like, never got that or received that from y'all in all 29 years of my life. So it's like, I'm glad I got a little bit of the words of affirmation, you know? But I do love when people tell me, good job, like, I'm so proud of you, you're doing great. Even strangers and like random supporters that I get online, it's like,
not the random.
Thanks. And
listen, the random supporters be the number ones. I won't even hate.
I love that. People always message me like, I'm watching you from a distance. You don't know me, but I'm so proud of you. Just seeing, like, I support you. And I've made so much online friends I have yet to meet in person. And they support me more than people I went to high school with.
You gotta do like a meet scene on lunch.
Meet and greet. Yeah. Once I get up there, I go, one person's there, and it's my friend.
But look, you won't know until you do it.
I know, but I'm like, I'm not there yet. I'm socially anxious. Not there yet. But that's why I'm like, I like the people who support me. There are people from high school I've known over 10 years. They watch every story. They see every post. They don't like nothing. They're just following. They're just watching for the others, watching for the crowd.
But watch, when you get there, they're going to show up and act like, oh, I've been watching.
Like, I'm friends with her. I've known her since high school. You don't know me now. If you haven't been around me these past months that everyone's changing.
I have a 365 rule. If you haven't talked to me in 365 days,
period. Exactly. You don't know me. Like,
much happens in 30 days. I'm giving you a year.
I've changed within this past month. I ain't even the same me I was last week. You know, that's why I was like, if you're not constantly growing and evolving, you're doing it wrong. If you've been the same since high school, the past 10 years, you're doing it wrong. I don't want to be around you. Yeah. You haven't healed from your trauma. You haven't healed from anything. You're just working every day, how I'm saying, repetition, living this, not doing nothing, not growing, not healing, not nothing. In the same crowd every week, at the bar every single week, every single day. You're not someone I want to be around. Well, you know?
And it comes down to that, like the Bible says, iron sharpens iron. So you need to be around people who are like-minded and who are doing what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, if you are always the smartest person in the room, the most successful person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And
facts.
And so like you need to continue to surround yourself with the right people at the right time.
And right now I have a great circle that God put in, and I know, And like even with my best friend, she doesn't go to church or anything. And I just recently told her, because I just had my first young adult night at church. It was their first one. They just started it again. And it was my first one. And it's like ages 18 to 29, all groups. Divorced people, married people, people going to college, people who are single parents. It's like everything in one. And I told her about it. And I'm like, hey, my best friend Brandy, and I was like, I would really like for you to come with me to the next one. You know, she doesn't go to church. She doesn't do any of that. But I'm like, I really liked it. I really like the message, and I want her there with me, you know, just because I know she's not really close. And she's like, I would love to go with you.
Well,
and I was like, this is what I need in my life. People who are down. And my other best friend, Leah, she already goes to church. She's already trying to get a familiar relationship with God. So she's already building, you know? So it's like, I want like-minded people around me. Me and Brandy, we can go out dancing. We can have a drink. But then we still have our values. She's a mother.
Priorities.
You know, she's still a mother. She still works. She won't go out during the week, go clubbing to Taco Tuesday.
I think the hardest thing for me is I am like the only one of my close friend group who has a kid.
Yeah.
And so I dealt with a lot of that change. And I think we talked about that at WingHouse as well.
So we like talk, let's hang out us. Let's do the park
and
us.
Now that our kids are like the same age and they're not like little babies anymore.
Yeah.
So it's easier. But the other part I was going to say is, hang around with like-minded people. That's one of the reasons that I started my women's networking group. Yeah. I was sick of going, especially as a businesswoman, and being like usually one of the younger people in the room. A lot of them are usually 35 plus, which there's not an issue with that. Yeah. But I want to be around people that are trying to grow
themselves.
And then it's like every networking group that you look at, they're all getting drunk. There's always drinking involved. And so I was like, not at mine.
Right. Like we can't.
And so, like for example, November. So we meet the first Thursday of every month. And like November, my theme is obvious. The theme is gratitude for obvious reasons. It's fall, Thanksgiving, those things. Okay. And I try and keep them themed. And like last month for October was breast cancer awareness. So I had a breast cancer survivor. She was speaking and those things. But I try and keep it that way, so you can see like you can struggle and go through this. So like November is entrepreneurship month, and so people are gonna be able to talk and tell their story, like how you're doing right now, where they normally wouldn't get to do that because they have social anxiety or they are afraid to go.
It's just scary because it's all new and it's like you don't know anyone. So even going to young adult night, I kind of posted about it on Facebook. Like I was so anxious to go. I wasn't even sure,
but you wouldn't know until you went.
And my friend Julie, she told me, she's like, maybe this is a sign for you to go. It popped up on my watch. She's like, maybe you should go. Like, maybe it is a sign. And I'm so glad she told me that because I was like, I want to help out the community. I just want to be more involved. I just want to help better people.
What's really crazy is that's kind of how my group started. So someone posted like that they were doing like a women's group, right?
Yeah.
And it was in Clearwater and it was like, I don't know, whatever. The whole event, I went back and forth. I don't want to go. I don't really want to go.
It's like,
I don't really,
the
whatever.
Anxiety.
Well, listen. So I went. I'm the only person there. I'm the only. It's the two hosts, the two girls, and me.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I see how this could have potential, but like, I guess. And we got to talking, and so I was like, you know what? Like, I can help you guys plan this. Like, I'm into this, whatever. And then one of them kind of just like gave up. Like, I don't know where she went or disappeared to. I think she had like some personal stuff going on, which cool, I understand. And then the other one, I think it just, they were friends. So it was like their partnership. So she just kind of like disappeared.
Like if you don't do it.
And so I just like made my own thing. But the idea came from that. If I never went, I would have never had the idea of this group that I had. But I was the only fucking person there.
I know. So like,
why was I scared? Why was I scared?
Because it's like, I always think, what if I die? Like, but I already almost died last year.
That's a bit dramatic.
That's why it's like, because you can go anywhere and you just don't know anymore. You know, the movies,
Well,
so
life is so fragile.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, I already almost died. What's the worst that can happen? So going to young adult night, I meet this young girl. She's like 22, telling me like, I'm having my second kid, this. She's explaining a little. I'm like, wow, I was where you were at. You know, going through all this, struggling. She had her first at 18. I was like, just like me. So I was like kind of crazy. So we became kind of friends, you know, and a lot of people actually showed up to young adult night. And it was so nice.
Not one like me.
No. So I was so glad.
Like,
and we basically got a feel for what we want, what we're looking for. And I'm like, I just want a community, like somewhere to go, somewhere to be Sunday nights instead of being out at the bar, out at the club. Like when I don't have the boys. Just somewhere to be involved that's going to be good and spread. So my like whole church, their whole church message is like to give real hope to real people in a real world. And I really like that because it's like, yeah, like this is literally it. And that's what I want to do. And I always wanted to preach to the youth, people younger than me, because they're going to go through maybe exactly what I went through or even worse or differently. But I want them to show if a little girl who wanted to commit suicide at 18 can make it to 29, like over 10 years later, and live like just an extravagant life. There's nothing that I've been through these past years that I ever regret. On God himself. Yeah. Every single thing I went through, I would do it a million times.
It made you who you are.
I'm so kind, respectful, empathetic towards others. I don't judge. Like I see just the beauty in life and everything. And it's because of everything I went through. You can't, and I've learned you can't expect or experience a win without taking losses. And that's right. If you never lost in life, everything's been spoon-fed, you never hit rock bottom. How are you going to know when you finally make it out the trenches? Like, this is
I don't trust anybody who's never been through anything.
No. And
because
it's just,
the thing is if you're right. If you've never been through something, what have you learned? Where have you grown?
Have you gained?
What have you gained? Like there's no, because I think that, I don't remember the exact quote, but there's that saying where it's like even life, meaning a heartbeat, has ups and downs. If you look at a regular heartbeat, it's very, and that's what life is.
Yeah.
And so if you're not constantly, like you're not going to have
going through stuff.
That's a flat line. That's called death.
Exactly.
So you're not going to have this kind of life.
People are on flat line right now. They don't realize it. They wake up, they go to work, they do gym, go home, repeat. There's no substance. They maybe go to the bars with their friends, have drinks, this. There's no substance. There's no goals.
It's very repetitive. No dreams. That's why I'm not a 9 to 5. It's like
you're a robot. And I see that with a lot of people. And I'm just like, there's no substance to your life. There's no ups and downs. There's nothing. You're just the flat line, you know? And it's not fulfilling.
You are just taking up space. That is all you're doing.
Like you're not living a fulfilling life. Like you're not. And and it's like, oh, well, I'm playing it safe. So they're never going to experience anything because they're playing it safe.
Okay, but big risk, big reward.
Exactly. And that was one thing with me. My dentist would tell me, he'd be like, you can't be scared of everything and not do anything because then you're never going to experience anything. And I'm like, damn, you're right. Like, you're right. Like, exactly. I need to stop being scared and just get the hell out there.
And just do it.
And just do it. So now, even if it's a bad decision for the plot, like I say, even if it turns bad, this happens, at least I did it. And I overcame my anxiety. And I ignored it and I got something. Like Young Adult Night was so great, so awesome.
And imagine if you didn't go.
And I'm encouraging everyone else, like y'all need to come out in 2 weeks and just do it, you know? Like get involved in somewhere for the better of yourself, you know? I loved it. So I was like, yeah, I genuinely like the path and everything. It's all so good and so great. And I'm so at peace and so happy. Like even when I'm bored at home, like, I'm not even miserable in my thoughts, drowning. Like, what do I do? Like, you're content. I'm content. I'll be on TikTok. I'll read my Bible a couple chapters.
Molly's pretty good.
Literally, I'll read my chapters. I'll edit some videos. And I'm like, I'm just so happy and at peace. So I know I'm healed fully now, you know? Like, and that's why I'm like, I can tell people and give back. Like, I'm finally at that stage where I'm like, yeah, you can talk to me and I can help you out because I've overcame everything meant to destroy me in life, you know? Mm-hmm. I love it. So I am very content with where I'm at, which brings us back to that whole main question.
The very beginning.
At the very beginning, or it tied
the circle
back
of
in,
life, we'll say. I do love the Lion
back,
King.
And it all comes, I'm a Disney girl. And it all comes back, you know, because I like in the Disney movies, like how they lose a parent, this dies, because that's real life. Like it's not happy ending, this. And I really like that with Disney, like how they have all that. Because it's like, it's true. People do lose that. It gives you the trauma. And look at how they overcame it at the end. It's still happily ever after, you know?
Lewis is such an anime person.
Marvel. I'm a Marvel girl.
His is like anime. And I never really understood it or got into it. But I've never really been a TV person.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm starting, you know, you have to learn to like.
You're learning your partner.
But he is such a sucker for like a good love story.
Yeah.
And so like he is the one who will be like, you know, there'll be a rom-com on and people just assume I picked it. No. Which I love that about him. He's teaching me like I've never been able, like growing up the way I did, I've never really been able to be in that soft girl era. I was never able to do that. And so I'm having to learn
be a princess.
This goes back to that, like, be my feminine energy. And so it comes back to that raising masculine women and raising feminine men. So if there's not a father present, you get either of those. Neither of us had our father. Yeah. And so, like, mine was in and out of jail for drugs and what have you. I don't even know
my real birth dad.
And so I was a very hyper independent female. Like, if you take too long to be like, yeah, I'll help you, fuck it, I'll do it myself. You want me to carry this fucking couch? Fuck it, I'll do it myself.
I know how to change a tire. I can do everything a man can because.
And so he's a very like feminine man in terms of sensitive man, like in that aspect, because he didn't have that man to teach him how to be a man.
Yeah, I see.
So it's funny because now obviously we're together. So I'm bringing out his masculine energy and he's having to bring out my feminine energy, which thank God we have each other.
I love that.
Because we're having to heal each other because we didn't have that person to learn it from.
Love that.
So maybe like with you, when you do like start looking for your partner, you're going to have to find somebody that can pull out your feminine energy and you can pull out their masculinity.
And that's why I'm glad I went to the young adult night. Cause that's another thing that I was like, I've been single for 2 years already. And I'm like, am I ever?
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not.
It is not
because I did heal and I worked on myself. So I didn't go relationship like most people do. Like, and one like young boy quote, he's like at the end of No Love, his song, he's like, how are you going to be in a relationship with someone else if it didn't even work in your other relationship? He's like, you just go on relationship. He's like, it's not going to work with the next person.
And that's why I said to you earlier, you have to learn to date yourself.
Yeah. And that's what I'm telling you. This has been my whole big season. Every year now, from 28 to now, I'm like, it's called Sena season. Because it's like my season of me.
The thing is,
everything I want
is you have to, so not only do you have to date yourself, but you have to be able to teach the other person how to treat you.
Exactly. No. And so in young adults, her name was Cheyenne and she's over here talking. She's like, and if you're in here wondering if you're going to find someone, like you're single, all this, and you're just like, man, like I just want my partner, my husband. She's like, God already has that person made. Yeah. Like he is already out there. You just got to take the steps and work on yourself and you will get there and meet them. And I'm like, what if I meet him in church? What if I meet him in here? Like, I do want a man that revolves around God, but also is aligned with himself, healing or healed and just working on him, like not anybody else. So I'm just like, that also gave me a little bit of hope and inspiration, like to even continue on with it. Cause it's like, this is the message that I wanted to hear. Cause I was so like, what if I'm single forever? There's going to be a time where the boys are going to be 18.
Girl, you are only 29.
I know.
And how old's your oldest?
9.
Okay. So similar, we've had this conversation. So his child from his first relationship, she is 9 as, yes, 9. Yeah. I had to do math. 9 as well. And Ezra is 2.5.
And Kai's 2.5.
So like, I can see that, but you have to remember you're not like, life feels, we feel so yeah. I was going to say, we just feel so rushed to complete things by like, there's no set timeline.
Is a thief of joy.
Yeah, there's no set timeline to when you need to get shit done. You do it on your own timeline, actually on God's timeline.
God's time, period.
Your timeline ain't shit.
God's time. It's like, it's not even on your time. It's whenever God wants you.
All in God's timing.
I wanted to have a house, be married, backyard, big family. And that's why I kind of settled for a lot too. Because I'm like, this is what I want. But it's like, no, it's not on my timing. Look at where I'm at now. Now I'm like, I'm moving through God. Whatever God wants for me. If I'm meant to be here, I'm going to go here. If I'm meant to go to this event, I'm going to go to this event. I'm like, it's all God's timing. And that's really how I take it now. Everything that happens is because of God and it's what he wants. And I'm going to just accept it for the better and greater good. Literally it.
Yeah, I was trying to find, because literally the all in God's timing, I was at a presentation this morning and the name of her business was 6622. And when she was asked like, where it came from. Well, yeah, everyone was wondering the same thing. Yeah. And she was like, it actually comes from the Bible, Isaiah 66:22. And that's what it's talking about, all in God's timing. Because she named
it. Quote? You have the quote or no?
Yeah, I was pulling it up. So I
to read it out.
Yeah. And so it was crazy because someone asked her in the audience, like, why that name? And she's like, well, I told my daughter I always wanted to start a business. And she used to tell me all the time this verse. And so she's like, I named it this because it's all going to happen in God's timing, because she thought she was like too old or whatever.
Aww.
And so now let me find.
And people go back in their like 60s and get their masters. No dream is like too big or has an age limit on it. And I realized that with modeling, I did like a shoot to like 3 different islands on a boat with Jim. And one of the models, she's in her 40s. She's like a cardiac nurse. And she's still modeling. Like, and she's in her 40s. And I'm just like, wow, like there is no time limit for any of this. I'm over here thinking
she's living her best life.
This. And like, I do want to go back to school, get my hygiene license, you know, and all that. I need to pay for it, private college and everything. But I'm like, there's no time into anything. Like, I'm just going to move the path that God wants me to. Maybe school may not be in the books right now, but I know it's something I want to do. And when I have the money for it, 60 grand, I'm like, I'm going to do it.
I'm not 60 grand.
Because it's a private college and whatnot, but it's only 17 months. So I was like, I know I'm going to do this, but I need to get there and get the money for it.
You have to put it out there and manifest it, write it. That's why writing down your goals is so important. I manifest
so much now because I'm like, it's already mine. I'm already living it. It's just a matter of steps to get there now. That's literally how I manifest and do everything now. I just envision myself in it. It's already mine, pretty much.
Okay, so the verse was, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. And that's really what her business was named after.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy. We were just talking about that and she said it this morning. So
that's crazy.
I was like, had to circle back to that. But yeah, I thought the name was really, I feel like oftentimes people's names are just like, they don't really have depth. Yeah. Even mine, when I first told Lewis like what I wanted to name the podcast, which was the Natasha Effect, obvious reasons. But he was like, isn't that conceited? And I was like, no, and let me tell you why. Because the thing is it can be interchangeable. It can be the Sena Effect. It can be the Lewis Effect. It can be I don't know. It can be whoever you are. Yeah. And it's built around the butterfly effect, which is every action or everything that you do will cause a ripple effect somewhere down the line. And so my goal is, if even us having a conversation or you spoke to somebody or I spoke to somebody and I change their perspective or give them a new hope about something else, it's going to change the trajectory of the path that they're going down. Life. Yeah. And that is where the name comes from. And he was like, well, now you make me sound like a dick. Like, that seems so mean.
And I feel like that's why God wanted me to get closer to him too. Because I've been wanting to go back into church, like I was telling you. Yeah. But I was so scared. And then when I finally started going, it led to breakdown tears every Sunday. But I was pushing through because I was like, I'm feeling so much better leaving. And I think he wanted me to provide his whole outlet to others. Like, if I'm able to make it with just the strength of God himself, why can't y'all? So I'm like, I want to preach to others. I want to teach like the youth. I want to just do all that with God and life, like all in one. Because that's the real world we're living in, life and all that. And a lot of people are far away from God because, like I was saying, religion, it splits you. Like, there's religion, God, it just splits you. They create all this, kind of splits you. So
made a noise. I didn't like it.
Yeah. So that's why I was just like, I was probably meant to be closer with my faith and all this to help out people who are struggling with their faith. Maybe to help out people who don't believe. And they're like, well, damn, she started believing in God. And look at where she's at. Changed. Look at how she's living. Look at how everything's coming true for her. So maybe if I stop doing drugs and doing all this and start like maybe going to church or picking up a verse or two, I can probably start getting to where I want to get to. So that's another reason why I was like, God wants this for me. And I know, and I'm such a big like speaker. When I talk, I love to talk. It's like, it just flows through me and comes out. Like, it's not even, I don't even have to think.
It's like one of your gifts. Like, that's my mission in this life is to use the gifts that God gave me to do what I need to do.
Others, yeah.
And one of those gifts, like one of mine, is people look up to me typically.
Yeah.
And people will follow me and people will do those things. And I didn't ask for that. Just, like, the shit just happened.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get to ask for my gift. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's just
and so, like, I have the gift to bring people together.
That's who you are.
And so that's how I use that through like my business, through the women's networking group, through the podcast.
Yeah, and I love it.
And so you just have to find ways. You have to figure out what your gift is because God gave everybody a gift.
And
you
mine
have to
is
figure it out.
Healer. So I've noticed I tracked damaged, lost people. People I don't even know start telling me their story. And
she's like, all right.
Being a bartender, I bartended for 3 years, even in the serving industry. That's why I liked it, because the whole interaction. So I was like, damn, I attract a lot of damaged people, a lot of lost souls, or just people who are trying to figure it out. And I am also too, but I'm a healer. Yeah. I love helping them out end of the day, just giving them that little bit of motivation or that little bit of this. And it's like, thank you. Like, I needed this. I wanted this. And it's like, damn, you don't even know what I'm going through. And you said the right exact things. And it's like, it's my gift. I'm intuitive. I'm empathetic.
Have you ever heard or that story where it's like you always say hi and like be nice to everybody?
Yeah.
Because you could have just like that one person
Saved
that you
life.
say, you said hi, like, exactly. I hope you have a good day. You stopped and acknowledged them.
Yes.
And now they might not want to kill themselves.
Girl, with babies. I'll be staring at babies, little kids in public, smiling. I go up to elderly people I love. Like, I'm that person. Anyone I meet, I'll hug them. Like, so nice meeting you. So nice. Like, I'm just that person. Like, I just give love. Because, like, growing up so much with hate and negativity, that's all I can have to give now. Like, why am I know what the effects of that can do to a person, make you feel. Why would I want to do that and make someone feel that
somebody
way?
Else.
So that's all I do. I move with kindness, compassion, love, the true definition of humanity, the true definition of what it means to be human is to be empathetic. If you look up the definition of humanity, I'm telling you right now.
Let's see.
No, literally look up the definition of humanity. Watch. And I'm going to read it out to you because everyone, this is like a big topic right now. The definition of humanity. And it's like all people, the human race, and also the qualities that make us human, like kindness, compassion, creativity. Like being empathetic, being what a lot of people lack these days. You know, everything just separates you. Politics, religion, everything separates you from the true God, you know? It was, created to separate you from all this of what humans were genuinely needed to be. Compassionate, empathetic, kind. That's what being human is. That's what I am, you know? Kind, compassionate, very empathetic, very understanding. Like, why am I going to be nasty, rude to someone I never met? To someone that has different views in life? And I really don't care for any of that. Like, you can support this, support that. I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm going to treat you with respect, love, and kindness because that's what it means to be human. Like, no matter what country you come from, what color your skin is, what beliefs you believe in, how you were taught, how you were raised, I'ma still give you the same amount of love I give the whole world, no matter how hateful you are, because it's just passed on. Hate, generation to generation to generation, war to war to war. It's all just years of built up trauma, anger, hate. So why am I going to continue on what y'all got suppressed? Like, no, I am going to do it for the greater good of humanity, for the greater good of myself, and for the greater good of life. So that's why I'm like, anyone I meet, anyone I cross paths with, I'm going to be so nice, lovable, kind to you. And then even if you're ugly towards me, grateful for the experience.
She's like, thanks, but no thanks.
But I'm going to just support you from the distance, care for you from the distance, root for you in the distance, and pray to God for you in the distance. Like like you said, you can only help someone who wants to help themselves.
Yeah. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, it's you versus you. Like I said, you versus you. So if someone doesn't want to help themselves, I would do everything I can to like give you the support. But you're going to be in the distance and I'm going to support you from there. I'm not going to be like, fuck you. I hope you fucking die. Used to be like that, you know, way back when I was
also,
evil.
It takes way more energy to be
negative. Does. To be hateful. I had a whole stroke being miserable. I remember telling my baby daddy I wanted him to get hit by a car and he did. And when he did get hit by a car and almost died, I was like, my son would have been devastated if he died.
The power of the tongue is
strong. So I was like, but he did so much bad stuff to me. So I was like, I hope he gets hit by a car. Bam, he gets hit by a car.
I think we all say like hateful things in the moment.
And that's why I changed. The past year to this year, I'm telling you, I'm not the same me I was a couple months ago. And that's why I'm like, people are always growing, changing because the power of the tongue. After he got hit by the car, I'm like, did he die? And then this was last year. Like, did he die? Like, I was like, hold up. And then I started thinking, my son's going to be so devastated if he died. Like, my son just lost his dad if that happened. And that's when I was like, no, like, is he okay? Like, genuinely, like, is he all right? Like, he's going to make it and whatnot. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, I forgave him, both them. I texted my son's dad, I forgive y'all for everything y'all did. everything y'all done to me. Y'all cheating, abusing me, every single thing y'all did, I forgive y'all. Because God does not want me to live.
But the thing is, this forgiveness is not for them. It's for you.
It's for me.
It's for you.
Everyone thinks and like, I don't know how you do that.
People think that forgiveness is for the other person.
No.
Because it's not.
It's not.
It's truly like there's a reason like I could have held on and, and hated my mom for staying around with the guy or been mad at my dad for not being there.
You just have to forgive.
But, they were going through their own shit.
And I learned.
And you have to forgive them because what happens is now you've let go of that and you can move on.
And I learned keeping, holding, and hate is like cancer. Yeah. It eats at you. It stresses you. It just breaks you down. While the other person who you hate is living happily, freely in the world. They don't even know anything. They're just living life. And you're sitting there in misery, resenting this. Yeah. And it's like cancer. Literally eats at you. Stresses you out, makes you sick. Stress kills. I know it more than all because of my stroke. So I was just like, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Like, forgave them all last year. My family, my parents, my birth mom, who we reconnected like when I turned 25, 26. And I'm like, I forgive you, like everyone. I'm like, it wasn't you. Like, you went through stuff. It's okay. Y'all been through things. It was a you problem. How you treat people was always about you.
I always say don't make it a me problem.
No.
Like, don't make you're a you problem a me problem.
And that's why I was like, this isn't even me. And I almost punched the man in the face, my son's dad. And I was like,
Sena.
Exactly. Like, when you go to swing on someone, it's like, I'm not even hateful, violent. Can I be? Probably.
I think everybody can. Yeah.
Can I be? I love punching those little punching bags in the, when
that's
you see
a little
them.
different.
I know, but it's like, this isn't who I am or who I want to be. So once I realized that, it was bringing out of me. I've never gotten brought out. I've never had. I was like so evil to want to hit someone with my car. That's when I was like, this is not me. This is
maybe take it down a notch.
And that's why I was like, no, I genuinely forgave everyone. Like, I am holding no hate, resentment towards no one. Even friends who did me dirty, I still forgave them. I'll never fuck with you again. I'll never talk to you again ever in life. But I forgive you and I hope you live in peace and live your life, But we'll never see eye to eye.
Speaking of, more positive notes, exactly. I know we'll kind of end around here, but I know that you love Halloween, right? So I'm sure many people are curious. I'm very curious. What do you want to be this year? Are you,
Girl,
or is it a secret?
Up. Like, for Halloween?
Yeah,
I didn't dressed up. So I did my Shigo costume. I already did Pennywise. Tonight I have a shoot in the studio.
Okay, what are you being there?
I have a little bat dress with my fangs that I'm doing. I have a Harley Quinn one. So I wore that costume.
She's like I'm actually being everything I've ever wanted to be.
I already did my Victoria's Secret Angel.
Okay, what are you doing Halloween night?
Like, for my kids?
Yeah.
See, I'm a baddie first and then a mother. Nah, it's like, it just depends. The weeks I have my kids, mother first, baddie second. Yeah. The weeks I don't, baddie first, mother second. So it's like, there's different.
Look.
So for Halloween, honestly, since I've done so much shoot of Halloween this month, I might just put on a Halloween t-shirt and call it a day. Take the boys. Like, Kai wants to be a red dinosaur. Papa's wants to be a Minecraft character. Steve.
Yeah. Ezra, I don't really know what he wants to be because he's still like, I don't know. But I know what he loves.
What does he love?
He's like obsessed with Spider-Man for some reason.
So
Spider-Man and Elmo. This kid freaking loves Elmo.
That's different.
Elmo.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so
okay.
Kai did say, I do have a Spider-Man costume for Kai. So we'll see if he wants to do that.
We'll see.
Instead of the dino. But
our his first Halloween, we did I was Catwoman, Lewis was Batman, and then Ezra was Robin Hood, and it was super, super cute.
Yeah, I did like a family thing.
But we didn't really go celebrate last year. It's just honestly like I'd rather just do shit inside with my family.
I had the boys this year now, like me and the boys, because last year Kai was with his dad. And so I was going to have my oldest, but I'm like, we don't have
them
Kai.
both?
So this year it's me, Kai, and Papa.
Aww.
So I'm like, they are going to dress up and we are going to go out. But me, I was like, I've been doing so much costumes. And I still have another Halloween shoot the past Sunday before Halloween the 26th. And then this whole week, that's why I'm like, I'm doing so much Halloween. And then I have another one on Sunday.
I bet the Shigo one was, I could really see you killing that one.
6 photographers and all the other models canceled. Just me and one of the photographer's daughter. So it's like I have so much different styles, hundreds of pictures in that Shigo, so much different poses and shoots. So I'm like,
awesome.
The Shigo, she's worn out. Like that same day in Ybor, we shot in Ybor. I'm like, I done did like 300 pictures.
She's like, I'm never seeing this again.
Yeah. And two of my friends wrote to me if they could borrow it for their Halloween costume party. And I was like, girls, go ahead. Because I done shot like 200 pictures in this outfit and the wig. So I'm like, yeah. So for Halloween, genuinely,
she's like, I'm going to be Sena, the bad bitch.
Yeah. I'm a mother that day. So I might just be Sena the mom. Sena the mom. Just put on a Halloween shirt.
Sena the mom.
Go around. Because everywhere else, Sena the model.
You should just make a shirt that just says, I'm Sena the mom.
You know what? I just might. That just gave me the best idea. Literally. But yep. Just gonna mom it for Halloween. The day before, because I pick up the boys that Friday on Halloween. Yeah. So the 30th, my dentist, I convinced him to take us to a Lightning game.
Oh God.
Because they have season passes and all that.
So why not, right?
So I'm like, why don't we do a coworker outing where we have drinks and we go out? And I did ruin my sober streak, you know, but I don't drink like that no more. Yeah. Because I was drinking throughout the week, Taco Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Any day I didn't have my sons. Now, if it's a celebration, I'll have 1 to 2 drinks. I won't do my 9 to 10 drinks and my 4 shots in between.
Not 9 to 10.
Like I had a limit. Yeah. And I'll be like, my limit is 9 drinks and I can have 3 to 4 shots in between. And I won't black out. But now I'm like, I'm old. Acid reflux is a thing.
No, I think that too, but everyone is always like attributes it to age and getting older. I think it's attributed to priorities. I think that you like
yawning. I got work.
Girl, my bedtime's at 8. Like I go to bed when Ezra go to bed. If I stay up till like 10, I'm like tired. Am I okay?
So now that's what I do. I do my business, I do my shoots. I don't go anywhere out. Like unless I have my friends with me, then I will feel more safer. But if it's just me out in the streets, nope. I'm going straight home.
I always say, like, this is probably my number one saying that I keep going back to is like, if you're not fucking me, funding me, or finance, like, yeah.
The 3 F's?
Yeah. If you're not fucking me, funding me, or feeding me, then I don't want shit to do with you. And so what that means is like funding me, obvious reasons, like if you're paying my bills, like my job or, you know, whatever. Or like supporting my business, the feeding me, and that means like mentally, emotionally, spiritually,
your soul, like your spirit.
And then
I love that.
So,
and then the F word. See, honestly,
obviously that one's for my husband.
So I literally am like, that's like a soul connection. I've been saying I don't even want to go sleep with anyone until I'm married. I'm like, I want my husband only because it's like a soul connection now. Like you're just giving your energy here and here. The only time I'm in heat is once a month ovulation, and I still won't. I'll fight the heat.
Not in heat.
No, and I told it to everyone. I'm like, I really only want to be around a man once a month. And I call it I'm in heat because I'm ovulating. You know, I'm ovulating.
I mean, it's true. It's biology.
And it's like, I need a man. And then I'm just like, hold on. I know what's going on. So
no, I don't.
I check my schedule. And when it's blue and lit up, I'm like, girl, you staying your ass home. You know, you ain't going out.
But see, that's good that you're aware of that.
Yeah. So now I know. And even then, the past months that I've been in heat, I've been so to myself locked in with like, fuck just a man.
Busy,
I'm like, I don't even care. Everyone's telling me, get a rose, get this. Like, I don't even care. I'll read this, do that. I'll just go to bed.
Go to bed.
At this point, I'm like, sex ain't even enough. To even a man, some men are so stressful. I'm like, it ain't even enough for me to go out. How you say, if you ain't financing me, fucking me, or feeding me.
Girl, start using it. I'm telling you, don't change your perspective.
Use it now.
Because if you aren't doing any of those 3 F's, like, what do I need to waste my time on you for?
What I need you for in my life. And I'm whole big on energy. Wasted energy. I'm not going to hang out with you if I know I'm not going to have a good time. I'm not going to get really anything out of it. And it's just, I could do something better, you know? Like, and that's pretty much it. I love that. The 3 F's. I'm writing that down.
Go write it down. I got you.
I love that.
I told you. It's my motto. And everyone's like, what's your motto? This is it. The 3 F's.
So then it's
fucking me.
Yeah.
Feeding me. Yes. Or funding me.
Yes.
Like if you're not doing any of them, bye.
You know what? Now I know who to curve. Now I know who to cut off.
She's like, hold on, let me see. Are you addressing any of the F's?
I was like, let me go through now. Are you checking off any of these? Period.
You need to have one of the 3, like at least.
I like that. That honestly, girl, you just taught me something today.
Well, see, that's what we take. Changing perspectives.
The Natasha effect.
In action. Here we are. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much a good place for us to wrap up, Sena. Like, it has honestly been so nice to like reconnect, get to know the new Sena. I'll say,
am I like different and new now?
I wouldn't even say. I mean, yeah, different, but it's like you're so much happier. I can tell.
So at peace.
Like you, it seems like you are truly, genuinely like just happy.
And everyone tells me. So when I did the Pennywise, they needed me to frown and they needed me to give like evil eyes and devious looks.
And it's like, hard, huh?
They're like, think of someone you hate. I'm like, but I don't hate anyone. They're like, just think of someone you want to like, you know? And I'm just like, maybe I can think of my baby daddy. I was like, maybe I can think about him.
There still might be a little left in there.
I know. So I'm like, let me just think of a mad situation I got put in. But I was like, my smile lines are so prominent. And I know that's like, people probably don't like them. But I'm like, it's just because I'm smiling all the time. They're just so prominent.
They're just here.
That's all I do is smile and smile. And I don't smile in shoots a lot. Because I try to keep the resting bitch model face, you know?
Yeah.
Models rarely smile. But a lot of my photographers have now been like, you have a beautiful smile. Like, you need to smile more. So I will. But in the Pennywise, I did smile. And she's like, you look so cute. She's like, you don't even look evil. So I was like, yeah, we can't do that smiling for this, you know?
She's like, sorry.
Evil. Yeah. But I'm happy.
Yeah. I think that in all of that, you've kind of reminded us that like healing can be powerful. Yeah. And you really just live your life for you. Live it for Sena.
No
Own
regrets.
Your own story.
No regrets.
And
no regrets.
That what's that from? Like We're the Millers?
Yes.
Yeah. That movie's funny, I will say.
Yeah.
But it's just part of the journey. I think everyone has some healing to do, and it's possible. And so I just want to say, like, thank you for joining me.
Yeah,
and then for everyone listening, I would say make sure you, of course, follow Sena and help her.
Sena Weena Keena and Sena Hernandez on Facebook.
Exactly. And help her reach her goal of becoming
I'm in the Maxim contest, going for 50 grand, a Maxim shoot, flown out to Barcelona.
Okay.
I'm in first place in all three, actually. There's 3 competitions, but the rounds end, like, there's so many rounds to get there. But vote for me, push for me, and I'm supporting my whole charity for I'm funding is breast cancer. So I'm glad you mentioned it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because my coworker recently got diagnosed. She went to the surgery. She's going through that right now, healing.
It's crazy how common it is. 1 in 8 women.
Yes. And I don't know a lot about my past because I'm adopted. So I really don't know what runs in my family or any of that. But
have you ever done like the ancestry stuff?
Yeah, but I had no luck. So it's like, so that's something that I'm supporting for my Maxim contest is the Breast Cancer Foundation. If I win, they donate $10,000 to it. So I'm just like, this is something I want to support and just get out there, you know, make a young girl from my mama's dreams come true, you know?
Well, honestly, if anyone deserves it, I really highly doubt that a lot of people have that kind of story.
Yeah.
So I feel like you said, if you can do it, anyone can do it.
Anyone can make it. Anyone can do it.
I think anyone can do anything they set their mind to. But yeah, is there anything else before we wrap up? No, that was it. I told you guys my whole life. So
literally told you from birth.
Stay tuned for maybe part 2. We'll see. But thank you guys for tuning into the Natasha Effect. Hopefully we were able to shift some sort of perspective for you through one of our many conversations.
Or just give a little hope, or even if you're just bored, like listening, like let me find something to do. Like my friends and family who are gonna watch this and support me.
You could definitely find one thing that you could connect to. Honestly, even if you take the 3 F's, really, just apply that to your life.
Financing and feeding. Yeah, I already got it. I got it locked in.
She's gonna be texting me.
I'm like,
just crossed one off.
I'm gonna go on a date. Wait a second.
Oh no,
you're feeding me on this date, but are you feeding my goals and my mentality? You know?
Honestly, that's the biggest F for me, the feeding me. Like, are you feeding my goals? Are you feeding me spiritually, emotionally?
Spiritually is so big.
Yeah, like that's the main one.
Are you giving me anything? And it's not even like money.
Are you giving more than you're taking?
Yeah, like it's not even materialistic and like, oh, buy me flowers, this. It's more like, are you going for your goals and all this and like we're aligning together and like, you know, it's more so like that too.
One final thing we'll leave it with is not all value is monetary. So
some things are just
like not all value will be found in monetary. So it's not all going to be something tangible or money. Like it might just come from what you wish you had as a kid, is that I love you or that hug.
And even just if you gave me genuine love, kindness, just take what you get and then leave with what when it exits, you know?
You get what you get.
You get what you get, and when it exits,
what is it? You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Yeah. Like, and that's how I am. I'm gonna take what I get and just let it leave when it's meant to leave. If it's not mine forever, it's okay. Like, I'm no longer holding on or attaching to the idea like, you gotta stay, this is mine. It's like, whatever, this is life. So I'm like peaceful. It is what it is. Yep.
And that's how we'll leave it, guys.